Emily from Novel Novels, and welcome to today's video. This is the Alphabet Soup book tag. E is for ending. I got tagged in this by the lovely Charlie from Charles Heathcote, and it hasn't taken me as long as he expected to do this, and I hope you love it. I will be honest, there are spaces for some tag videos coming up if you want me to do any in July, August, September. August and September expect more because things should be calming down. It'll be the summer holidays, then hopefully they'll be going back to school. So I might start getting some humanity back in my life. You never know, you might see videos that are not filmed in here. Oh, life will be so different when they're all back at school. I can finally enjoy myself again. Anyway, enough rambling. The prompts are on Charlie's video, I believe. So I will link that down below, and I will link the people that I'm going to be tagging in it then too. So, let's get on with it. The first prompt is for E is for ending. A book that's a great one, but ending sucked. Avoid spoilers if you can. So, you guys know what this one's going to be. It is going to be The Couple Next Door by Sheryl. I only recently read that with the lovely Simone from Me, Simone and I. We loved the whole book. It was going to be 5 stars. It was a thriller that, considering it had mixed reviews, and we weren't sure whether we were going to like it, whether it was going to be scary for me, what it was going to be like. It was a brilliant book from literally right at the start. Most of the way through, it was going to be 5 stars. There were twists and turns that I didn't expect. I couldn't predict things. It was brilliant. It was thrilling. It was exciting. And then the last chapter just went and knocked it down a whole star. And that, to me, was gutted. I wanted to like that book. I'm not going to give spoilers, but safe to say that it didn't end the way we expected, and it had some bits in it that were just like, yeah, right, that shouldn't have happened. So, a bit gutted. I've got another Sheryl book down there in my ready to be read, and I hope that ending's going to be better, because if it doesn't, I won't be going back to her again. To me, the ending's important. A book is no good if it doesn't end right, if loose ends are not tied up. Now, I know Victoria, from what Victoria read, has this feeling as well. Books need to end well. If they don't end well, it will always take a star down. For me, you can't leave things on a cliffhanger unless you're in a series. You can't leave things just untied and just with loose ends. It just drives me mad. Anyway, let's get on to the next one. Sorry, it's a big bugbear to me. Endings, if they're not good, I really get annoyed. The next one, E is for elderly. A favourite or memorable elderly character. Oh my goodness, you guys are going to predict the answer to this. It is, I've actually got 2 lead characters in this book. I'm sorry, I can't pick. It's the Doris series by Charles Heathcote, and to me, the narrator in this, Harold, who is Doris's husband, who narrates the whole story, he's the one that's telling it. He is my absolute favourite character because he is so hilarious. He supports Doris. He's a brilliant, warm, well-rounded character. He's elderly, but he's fantastic, and I absolutely blooming love him. But I also love Doris because she's quite feisty and says what she thinks, and she's hilarious. She reminds me so much of my dad's mum, because like the cottage, and she has to do everything right, and then she's got the fire in her belly, and I love this book. I absolutely love it. And the leading characters in this, Harold and Doris, are both so bloomingly well written. Charlie had literally aced himself in this book, and it's just fantastic. The lead characters are brilliant. If you like the sort of country setting, if you like a book that's going to make you laugh, and elderly characters that have got such fire in their bellies and laughter, it's brilliant. Pick this up. Next one, E is for EU. Your favourite contemporary post-World War II that is from the European Union, or one you would like to try. I have found this really hard because I don't read many contemporaries anymore, and certainly not ones that are set in other countries. From England, it's either England or it's Australia. I've got a lot of contemporaries in Australian fiction and American. So I found this really hard. I think I did read some chick lits that I don't know if they count as contemporaries that Emma Hannigan wrote. They were really good. So Emma Hannigan's really good because she put some set in Greece. There's some Greek ones. I think there was I'm trying to think, but I can't remember the name. So yes, that'll hopefully answer a bit. And then there's also Quentin's by Me Vinci. They're set in Ireland, so in Dublin. Does Dublin count as the European Union? I don't know. Do want to read this. My sister Charlie gave it to me. It's one I want to read. I do like books set in Ireland, and this is contemporary, I believe. So, do I get away with this? Please, if you're Irish and or if you know whether I'm correct or incorrect, please let me know. This one is about as close as I could get. I really struggle with this prompt. The next one is E is for E. A writer that you would recommend whose first and or last name begins with E. So I decided to cheat because I couldn't find one that's first and last name, so I picked a author with the first name starting with E and one with the last name starting with E, both of which I recommend and both of which are very, very different. So the first one you guys are going to guess, Elizabeth Gaskell, one of my favourite classic writers. She wrote North and South, which I can't wait to get to. She wrote Wives and Daughters, another one I can't wait to read. Loved Mary Barton, loved her short stories. This is brilliant, I can't wait to read this. And it's her finest social novel, so I had to show you this. I love Elizabeth Gaskell. I read Mary Barton, which was one of her first novels, and everyone said that's one of her least favourites. So I can't wait to now get around to reading this and Wives and Daughters. Wives and Daughters, Simone, hopefully me and her are going to read that together. I'm like this, because if I read it with Simone, then if Simone puts me down on a reading date with it, I'll know I'll read it. So that's exciting. And then on the other side of the spectrum of books that I like, my cheeky litty books, Harriet Evans. This is one of the ones of hers I haven't read, The Love of Her Life, which I got from a charity shop before they all closed. This is, Kate Murrow has lived in New York 3 long years. Now with her father ill, it's time for her to go back and face things she's left behind. I've read 2 other Harriet Evans books and absolutely loved them. She has dual timelines in them, which is really good. She has contemporary, she just is brilliant. I really liked it. It adds history into it, and she's a really, really good author. So I can't wait to, if you like chick lit, if you like contemporaries, like a bit of historical fiction mixed in, she's brilliant. So that. E is for explanation, a new writer, theme or genre you would like to try. So I decided to cheat on this one as well. I'm going to have 2 authors. One is Diane Setterfield that I'm reading next month, and she's the one that wrote The 13th Tale. But a big one that I am really contemporary fiction that I'm dying to get to is Beth O'Leary. She's written The Flat Chair, which I'm reading next month, or to the month you're actually seeing this video. And The Switch, she's written loads of contemporaries that have really been raved about. So I'm going to go with that. I could say horror because that's the genre I need to get to, but it's not one I'm desperate to get to. It's one I kind of feel like I've forced myself into getting to. So I've cheated on that one. So yeah, Beth O'Leary. I think I'm sort of, like I said, at the moment I'm going for my contemporary books. I'm going for books that make me feel comfortable and make me feel settled. So bit of a cheat on that one. And next, E is for Broke, a book in which betrayal plays a central part. So I have decided to go for The Lake House by Kate Morton. Kate Morton writes amazing books. She writes books that set in dual timelines. Again, like you guys know, it's one of my favourite. The Lake House is a big thing about betrayal because it's about a mystery. It's about a child that goes missing and it's finding where they go. I listened to it on audiobook from my library last year and it was absolutely amazing. Kate Morton writes about betrayal in such a powerful way. Could also say the other one that I was thinking about, which is Northern Lights, because that's really good as well. And that's about a mother's betrayal, if you hear about Mrs. Coulter in that. So that's really good. So I think I've got 2 sort of mixed up genres, 2 very mixed up books. But betrayal is something that I find really interesting in books. It really adds a bit of mix to it. So definitely love that. But I think definitely in The Lake House you really get to, because the lead character feels like she's been betrayed in that very well. Sorry about the kids in the background. Be quiet, please. Next one is E is for Exception, a book that you loved or really liked in spite of it containing what you would consider a fatal flaw. Charlie, my sister, gave me this book, lent me this book originally, and she's let me how to keep it. The Kiss Quotient, I never say it right, is a book that I buddy read with Chloe from Chloe Reads Things. Sorry guys, I'm really useless with channel names at the moment. My brain is busy. But the fatal flaw in this book is that it's very sexually graphic and it does go into a lot of detail on that area, which is something that normally puts me right off books. But this book did it so well that I did not expect to fall completely head over heels in love with it. But I did. It's a brilliant, brilliant book. If you're prepared to put up with this sexually graphic content, then you will love it. It's about a little girl who's autistic and she wants to find someone, and it's really brilliantly well written. So definitely recommend that. The next one is E is for E, a book with loads of E's, with lots of E's in it. Look, I've got one. I've got a really good one under this. Everything by Nicola Yoon. I need to get to this book. I bought it at a charity shop. My charity shop found it for me. And Maddie is allergic to the world. She hasn't left the house in 17 years. Ollie, the next door, he's desperate to find a way to reach her. Life in a bubble. How much do we all relate to that life in the bubble at the moment? This is brilliant. I know Clint loved it, and I know that it's got really big. And look how many E's it's got. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 E's in it. So that's pretty good, isn't it? Do I count that? Charlie, do I get some good points for that? What do you think? The next one is E is for Ever Present, a book that you read a long time ago that really struck with you. And that has to be The Diary of Anne Frank. I read this as a teenager. It's probably one of my most read books other than the Harry Potter series. It's heartbreaking. I'm going to keep this for Mia for when she gets older because it's one that's going to teach her so much. That's being grateful for what you've got, about being put in amongst with your family, about the Holocaust and how awful things were, but how the fighting spirit of your family and looking after each other really rings true. This is a brilliant book. It's one of my favourite books of all my life. It's one of the books that as a teenager struck out to me so much that I had to have my own copy of it. So it's brilliant. I so love this book, and it's one I would always recommend. The next one, E is for Eliminate, a group of books you got rid of or want to, and why. I got rid of the 50 Shades books, I got rid of the 50 Shades books last year because they're goddamn it rude. I used to love naughty, saucy fiction. I used to love very contemporary, very rude books. I collected the series, or I think I got them off of my friend Helen, and do you know what? I got rid of them because I thought in the end they're so... The writing, now that I know what good writing is, I would never ever go back to that kind of writing. I would never go back to that kind of book, and it's one that I'm so glad I've thoroughly got rid of. And the last one is E is for Everyone, tag extensively. So basically you're all tagged in it anyway, because I would love to see all of you do it, but I decided to take my gorgeous friend Charlie's advice and tag loads of people and shout out some names. If you guys want to do it, do it. If you don't, I understand, but I think these channels need to be raved about anyway. So, the first one is Charlotte from Books and Bargains. I know you don't do very many tags, but I love you, but I want to rave about your channel, but I would still love to see all your content, so you're tagged. Danny from Spinelli Speaks, sorry about Thomas Spinelli. I would love to see your version of that. I think it would be absolutely brilliant. Linda from Linda's World of Books. Well, I tagged Linda in everything, so obviously have to tag her. Victoria from What Victoria Read. Had to tag you. Another great channel, great friend, someone I absolutely adore. Then I would go with Simone, my gorgeous big booktube sister. Berna from Berna's Bookish Adventures, and the last one, Chloe from Chloe Reads Things. I would love to see you guys do this video. But even if you don't do it, I've shouted out your channel. You all deserve it because you're all fantastic. This community is fantastic. Anyway, this has been quite a fun video. Not too long, not too rambly. But if you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and not subscribed yet, ring on my ding-a-ling. And I will see you all soon.